Hi everyone, Sabrina here from Scrappy Tales Crafts, and today I'm going to be showing you my 5th card for my Halloween card series. I am going to pull in some die sets here that I will be using for my card today. I decided to use the Bat Family die set from Sherry Lynn Designs, and then also this really cool spooky gate by Tim Holtz. I'll also pull in his new haunted house. Both the gate and the house came from the new Tim Holtz Halloween collection from this year. I actually did not purchase any Halloween supplies except a couple dies from this release because I thought these were really cool. They have a bunch of layers, so if you enjoy die cutting, I would definitely recommend checking out Tim Holtz dies because there's a lot of layers, as you can see here. In fact, I have the packaging off to the side so that I can look and see how these die cuts are assembled. Now the gate was too complex even for me who loves to paper piece, so I didn't even go there. I cut all the pieces, but I just could not figure out where each piece went behind the main gate piece, which is what I'm holding now. So I just decided to cut the main piece once from silver foil cardstock and once in black cardstock, and then I just layer the silver one on top of the black, slightly offsetting the black one to the right so that there is dimension to the gate. And in the end, I feel like it looks almost the exact same as how it was supposed to look with all those small pieces, but this saved me a bunch of time and a lot of stress, and overall I do like how it turned out. So I'm going to do the same thing on the left side of the gate. I'm just going to add art glitter glue behind my silver foil gate and lay it on top of my black one, slightly offsetting, but this time I'll move the black more towards the left side. So there is like a left shadow being cast on the gate, and then on the right side, it's casting a right side shadow. So I love how that turned out. Here you can see what it looks like assembled. And now we're gonna move on to the house, which you can see all these teeny tiny pieces. So I definitely needed that guide on the packaging to help me out here, but this was pretty easy. I did die cut the house from black cardstock and then all the little pieces from gray. You can really go all out on this house and do a bunch of different colors, but I wanted to keep it pretty simple because I wanted all of my elements to be black and white and then have a really colorful sky. So I just opted to cut the house from black and gray cardstock. So while I assemble this together with my art glitter glue, I'm going to talk about this series because I've come to the unfortunate conclusion that this series cannot end up with 13 videos because it is now October 12th and this is day 5. I wanted to have 13 videos, but I completely underestimated how busy I would get with my first release. I was anticipating a couple orders, but not the amount that I did get, so I was very busy answering questions, filling orders. I had to prioritize my tutorials on my channel, so I didn't really have any extra time to work on my Halloween videos, even though I had them pre-recorded. There's just not enough hours in the day, and I really want to have a holiday card series, and I have a bunch of those already filmed, and I just realized that I would be starting my holiday card series while I'm still finishing up my Halloween cards, and I don't know, I just really wanted to prioritize the holiday card series, and I have some other videos coming up. I have some design team requirements, so I definitely made the executive decision of ending this series early. That being said, I do have 2 more pre-recorded videos that I do want to share with you guys. So I think that will end with 7 videos. So I got about halfway there. Next year I will definitely be more prepared. I'm a little bit glad that this kind of ended up this way because at least next year I'll have more movies to choose from because I already had them planned out. But yeah, I do apologize. I know you guys really like this series, but I think you'll like the holiday one even more because I put even more time into them, and I love holiday cards, and Christina Warner's holiday card series is really what got me into card making, or at least watching card maker videos. So I definitely wanted to participate this year in that, and I want to give it my all. And if I have to focus on the Halloween and the holiday card series on top of all the other videos I planned on filming, I felt like it was just too much to take on. I also have a couple corporate orders that I have to work on for the next coming weeks. I also have to work on my next release. So there's just a lot on my agenda right now, and I had to give up something, and unfortunately, rest in peace, Halloween card series. I will see you next time, though. So, we are now going to work on the sky. I cut a rectangle slimline panel from some white cardstock, and I'm going to ink blend some yellow, orange, and purple distress ink. I opted for distress ink this time because they're more bright and they're not chalky like you get with the distress oxides. Now you're going to see the orange and purple mix together and kind of create an ugly brown color, but the more ink you add, the more vibrant the inks get. So the orange will kind of overtake that brown color. It's not fully gone, but it's a lot better. And when I add my house on top, you don't really see too much brown happening. So I wanted to add some water splatters to my sky, so I'm going to take my distress ink spray bottle and just splatter on a couple droplets. I'll leave it on the paper for a couple seconds, and then I'll pick up those droplets with a paper towel. I'll do it one more time because I wanted a couple more, and then I'm very happy with how that turned out. Of course, I'm going to add some pearlescent watercolor splatters, and I'm going to do this with my Gonzai Tombi pearlescent watercolor and a paintbrush here. And I love that this creates some stars in my sky, and when you tilt it in the light, it adds a really pretty shine. So I've been doing this to pretty much all of my night scenes. So I'm pretty happy with how this panel looks. I'll go ahead and clean off my glass mat, and then I can pull in my die cuts. So one die I forgot to show at the beginning of this video was an Impression Obsession graveyard border die. Here it is, that I'm trimming into 2 sections so that I can add both onto my slimline panel. These borders are cut to an A2 size, so if you cut them in half, you get one half that will stretch across the bottom of a slimline card, but the other half is just a little bit too short, as you can see here. But I didn't worry too much about that because I knew my gate was going to be on the left and right side of this graveyard, and you can see that it's going to cover those blank areas. So I absolutely love this Impression Obsession border die set. I used it a lot in my Halloween card series and on my Halloween pop-up box cards. So if you want to see some inspiration of those, you can check out my Instagram. I will also insert a couple photos at the end of the video. And I actually created a box card version of this card, so I'll show that as well. I added a moon to the top right corner, and that moon and the bats in front of the moon are included in the Tim Holtz Spooky Gate die. I added another bat from the Sherry Lynn Bat Family die set over to the left of the moon, but you can definitely replace that with a sentiment. I figured people are going to know this is a Halloween card, so I just opted to go with the bat. So I'm attaching these gravestones together with my art glitter glue, and then I'm going to flip all of them around to add my foam tape. This made life a lot easier, so I didn't have to add foam tape behind each little border and try to stack them on top of each other. I get a lot of questions about the glue that I use, and it is art glitter glue, and I'm using a fine tip applicator at the top of the glue. I will link down to both, but what I do, because I make cards for a living, you can imagine how much glue I use. So I have a couple small bottles like you see on all of my videos, and I just refill them with the large container of art glitter glue, which I buy from Amazon. I buy the small containers from Simon Says Stamp, and I also buy the applicators there, but having the large size, if you make a lot of cards, it might be worth it to buy it because you can refill your small bottles like 6 times. It is quite a large glue, so I don't like using it straight from the bottle because it's quite large. So having the ability to refill it is really great, and it's just easier to control the smaller bottle. So like I said, I wanted to pop up my graveyard. I did attach my gate to the left and right side of it. So for the bottom portion of this panel, I'm going to add my U-line foam tape, and then for those rails on the gate, I'm actually going to add some skinny strips of 3M foam tape. If you were to cut your U-line foam tape into skinny strips, it's going to destroy your scissors. So I do have some 3M foam tape on hand for popping up skinny images like this, or creating skinny shaker frames for my shaker cards. So I decided to glue this house down completely flat onto my panel. I am using the graveyard as a guide to help me glue that down. I will also glue the moon down flat. I decided to add another bat in front of the moon. And yeah, that's basically going to complete this card. I forgot to mention, oh no, I do pop up the moon. But I forgot to mention that I used vellum behind the windows of that house, and I colored those windows in with a yellow Copic marker. So I'm happy with this panel. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down to my Slimline card base, which is 8 3/4 inches long by 3 3/4 inches tall. And then that is going to complete my card. I did not add any embellishments. I really like how this one turned out. If you haven't guessed the movie, it is House on Haunted Hill. It could also be Haunted Mansion, because I know in that movie there's a really spooky gate. So whichever answer you have will work for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you haven't yet already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I post my next video, which should be pretty soon. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!